Hey, what is up guys? DRC3 here, back with another My Hero Ultra Impact video, and today we're going to be doing a showcase for the brand new free-to-play SR ABL All Might. When I say brand new, he's brand new to global. He was out on JP a long time ago, but we finally gotten him here on global, so I'm excited to do this showcase. Now, this is a unit that I would argue has not aged the best, and what I mean is SR characters are generally used in VE Tower, right? Well, he doesn't have a ton of uses in VE Tower because he lacks critical hits and he lacks status elements and he lacks plus ultra gauge raise and those things, you know, that really make a character good for VE Tower. Now, what he does have that makes up for it is technical hits, and his technical hits are a bit weird. They're not like the normal, you know, use it in a skill chain or reduce enemy's power. It's if the enemy's power is reduced, then he gets increased skill impact and stuff like that, so that's really cool. So that's why we're running Aizawa and Todoroki alongside him, because he has an action skill that if the enemy's power is reduced, then he gets extra skill impact, and that counts as a technical. And then he has another action skill that says if the enemy's speed is reduced, then he gets extra skill impact, which is why we're bringing Todoroki along. He also has his plus ultra, which says if the enemy's crit rate is reduced, then he gets extra skill impact. But it's just like, it's too hard to fit all those things on one team. You need to be able to reduce crit, you need to be able to reduce power, and you need to be able to reduce speed. Like, it's kind of a pain. I know there's characters that can do it, I know there's ways to optimize it, but I also wanted to run him with an all blue team like on this red stage, just to see how much he does compared to the other blue units. So that's kind of our goal for the showcase, is just to see how much damage we can get this All Might doing, and I guess we'll get to see his technical hits as well. Before we hop into the showcase, before we hop into this stage on SS difficulty, let's take a look at his kit. As you can see, for his advanced leveling, I have him at 0 out of all of his stuff on his advanced leveling because the anniversary is coming up, and I'm not going to waste my advanced leveling items on a subpar unit. I recommend you guys don't either, especially if you've been saving hero gems for the anniversary. Save your advanced leveling items for the summonable characters as well. I know some people play mainly free to play. If you want to invest in this character, that's totally up to you. I wouldn't personally recommend it though, because there are better free to play characters. Currently, we have this All Might at level 100. We don't have him up to level 120 yet because the second part of the case file is not out yet with the extra pieces for All Might. Eventually, you'll be able to fully get this guy to level 120 for free, so don't waste resources, you know, buying his pieces or stuff like that to try and get him up to level 20. You'll be able to get him to 120 for free. And then looking at his skills, his plus ultra is called Texas Smash. It deals 500% damage to a single opponent. Skill impact is increased by 40% if the opponent's critical hit rate has been reduced, like I was saying before. His first action skill is called Oklahoma Smash. It deals 250% damage to a single opponent. Skill impact is increased by 40% if the opponent's speed has been reduced. So that counts as a technical hit. Because if their speed has been reduced and then you use this action skill, it increases his skill impact by 40%, letting him hit fairly hard for an SR character, which is good. Now, the downside to this first action skill is the 5-turn cooldown. A 5-turn cooldown is not necessarily ideal for VE Tower, but you can fix that probably with like an action skill cooldown time memory or an action skill cooldown time character on your team, and that could actually make him fairly good. Like Uraraka might have been the better choice than Todoroki in this case, running it with this All Might, because she could give him 4 and 3 turn cooldowns, which would make him fairly decent. The things he does lack though, I feel like there's just better choices than him though, because all he really has going on for him is technicals. His second action skill is Carolina Smash. It deals 250% damage to a single opponent. Skill impact is increased by 40% if the opponent's power has been reduced, which is why we're bringing Aizawa along to reduce the opponent's power. It has a cooldown time of 4, so that's not bad. That's actually a good action skill. The first auto skill is called Unquenched Embers. Increases character skill impact by 40% when HP is 50% or higher. That's very good. So off the rip at the start of battle, you're getting a 40% extra skill impact increase, which is going to make this SR hit probably like a level 80 UR, or if not better. Like, he's going to hit decent, right? And then also decreases character's power and speed by 3% per turn. This is not the enemy. This is talking about, yes, himself. He decreases his own power and speed by 3% per turn. So in other words, he's going to get weaker as the battle goes on. So turn 1 is when he's at his strongest. And then the second auto skill is called a Dashing Figure. Once per battle, increases character's plus ultra gauge by 40% when HP is below 50%. Hopefully we don't drop below 50% HP. And realistically, you're probably not going to be dropping below 50% HP if you're going for for like a top score in VE tower, and you're doing it in 5 to 6 turns. So that's not super useful. And I know I said he doesn't have plus ultra gauge raise. He really doesn't have plus ultra gauge raise because it requires you to drop below 50%, and that's just realistically probably not going to happen. So really the only thing this All Might has going on for him are his technicals and a ton of power. So I feel like he doesn't have like the best place in VE tower, but where he could shine is like with the club festivals. Now we're going to need specific type characters. Well, if there's ever a club festival where we need ABL type characters, he might really shine in an event like that. So that'd be really cool. With all that said, let's go ahead and hop into the showcase. As we get into this, we're going to use Todoroki's first action skill to increase the crit rate of our team here, the Ice Fog. And then we are going to use Aizawa's Power Down, and it's also going to decrease the opponent's defense as well. And so that's going to be useful. And then that's going to allow us to use All Might's second action skill, which once power has been reduced, it increases his skill impact by 40%. Right now it doesn't say technical hit because technically the enemy's power is not down yet, but it will be a technical hit when we use it after Aizawa's action skill. Crit rate up. And there we go. Pretty good damage, honestly, from the SR. Look at the damage. Pay attention to the numbers. That's the main thing here. Like, really good damage from an SR character. All right, let's compare it this turn and see how much he does, because now he's lost 3% of his power and speed. So we'll continue. 34 from Todoroki. 96 from Aizawa, 31 from All Might. So almost on par with Fantasy Todoroki in terms of damage. That's actually really not bad. And then, you know, his normals are hitting fairly hard as well. All we have on this All Might is a crit. I believe it's skill impact memory. It's the UA teacher one that gives crit, and I believe skill impact. So that's making him fairly strong with his kit and what he has going on with him. I would like to use his plus ultra, but as you see, here's the disadvantage to using him. No plus ultra gauge raise of his own, so you almost need to run a plus ultra gauge / crit memory on him to make him useful. So he's a little bit hard to use in VE tower overall. My honest opinion of him. I think, okay, good. I was worried we might actually kill the Robo before we get the plus ultra with All Might. I think we're good though. Oh, we might have dropped below 50%, which would give him his plus ultra gauge up that we were wanting, right? Yep, we dropped below 50%. We got our plus ultra. Let's go. All right, so let's go ahead and use All Might's plus ultra. Let's see how much damage he does. Real quick, let's take a look at All Might's stats and see how much we've lost at this point. We have speed down by 15% and power down by 15%. So we've lost 15% of our power and speed, and he's still hitting fairly hard even as he gets weaker. So you know what? It's not too bad, but it goes all the way up to 30%. By the time you hit 30%, he's probably pretty weak. Let's see how much the plus ultra does. You know what? Considering how much power and speed he lost, he's actually kind of hitting like a truck. Now, we did have defense down from Aizawa, right? And we had power down and speed down and all those other things going on. But you know what? He has his place. He could be useful in certain scenarios, especially if you lack the characters. So, you know what? I'm not disappointed with this All Might, especially since he's free to play. Let's just focus on that aspect. He is free. At the very least, you are getting free orbs for him. You are getting free hero gems from just doing his character ability board, right? So focus on those things. That automatically makes him good. Any character that's free is a good character in my book. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, especially if you're not already subscribed. I need your guys' help to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So please help me out if you're not already subscribed. And to everybody that has already subscribed, a massive shout out and thank you to you guys. And I wish you all luck on your 2nd anniversary polls, because the banner is coming out here soon. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.